Hi everyone, this is Christy Rich. I'm a holistic healer, writer, and researcher, and today I want to talk about hormones. Okay, so it is time to stop blaming women's hormones for their chronic health conditions. I want to say this loud and clear and boldly, exclamation point. I have heard so many women say that they have hormone problems. Okay, but you never hear men say that they have hormone problems and that's why they have the chronic condition that they have. You never hear that. So it's always the women's hormones that are blamed. And I believe this is because there is great misunderstanding. There is great misunderstanding about women's health. There's great misunderstanding about women's hormones. Okay, so let's break it down. So if you go to the history of medicine and you look back, you will see that in the past, for the longest time, that it was men who were basically the guinea pigs, who they were testing, who they were screening, who they were trying to understand health from. They were not taking the same amount of women. They were not making sure that it was 50-50 and seeing if there were differences between men and women. They were just taking men in these studies to understand how their bodies functioned. Okay, so they were not learning from early on how women's bodies are different from men's. Okay, and unfortunately, for a long time in our history, women have been disempowered. We've been disempowered in so many different ways, from the workforce, from unequal pay, etc., and it's still going on in our health and wellness. Now, this isn't something I was familiar with or aware about until I had my chronic illness. So I had a chronic illness for 15 years, and during that time, I tried everything. I was very proactive. I was all about getting well because I could not accept that I would have a chronic illness for the rest of my life. Okay, I had been healthy all of my life until I got sick, and then I couldn't get better. This didn't make any sense to me. So I went from doctor to doctor, and a lot of them didn't take me seriously. They didn't believe that I was actually sick. Okay, and this was very hard for me to understand because I was terribly sick. I was debilitated. And this is medical gaslighting. This is them saying, oh no, it's all in your head. You're fine. You're just being emotional. You're too sensitive. Okay, not taking into account our real symptoms, that our symptoms were real. Okay, not made up, not exaggerated. And so this is something that through my research for my book series about childbirth around the world, I discovered is common. It's not just those who have chronic illnesses. It's not just women who have chronic illnesses that are going through this disempowerment, this medical gaslighting, but it's also women in childbirth. So holistic childbirth, that's the whole journey from conception, from fertility, from pregnancy, labor, and postpartum. Throughout that whole journey, I have seen that women are being disempowered. Okay, and it begins even before they have the baby. It begins when they're young and they're told something is wrong with your hormones. We need to readjust your hormones. You need to take this birth control. You need to come see me. I'm a specialist. And they put it into their heads that women's hormones are faulty. They're screwy. They don't make any sense. Women have all these problems with their hormones. They can't get it right. But men have hormones too. We both have hormones. Okay? And men are never blamed for their hormones. It's only women. And it's again and again for so many different conditions. And I believe it's because there hasn't been enough research to really understand women's health and how it's different from men's. Okay? That's one of the reasons. But the other reason is that health is not being seen holistically. Okay? So holistically is getting to the root cause, understanding why it began, why the symptoms escalated, and then you treat it naturally. So this is very important to understand because yes, women can have hormone imbalances. Okay, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with their hormones, but they can be imbalanced. Okay, so there are blood tests that you can take and see which hormones are imbalanced. And then women are like, oh my God, my hormones messed up. Got to go to the endocrinologist, got to work with someone who's a hormone specialist, but they don't understand what that test means. So what does the test mean? The test means that their hormones are imbalanced, but it doesn't say why. It doesn't say the root cause of why their hormones are suddenly imbalanced. So it's important to understand that the body is wise. The body is wise than we can even imagine, that we can even fathom, okay? The body is wiser than our brain, than our mind, okay? The heart, our hearts, pump the blood all throughout our body, keeping us alive, okay? The body's main function is to keep us alive. That is its mission every single day, okay? Our mind may go about the day and say, okay, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, but we're not always thinking, what can I do to be alive today? Right? We're not thinking about that every single minute, every single second, but the body is. The body's like, got to keep the heart pumping, got to keep the oxygen coming in, okay? Got to digest the food, got to take the nutrients out and bring them in the bloodstream, and then take the waste out, right? We don't want to hold on to any waste. Okay, make sure the food goes all the way out of the system. Don't stay in one place. Don't just hold it there. Make sure the liver detoxes. Okay, our body does so much every single day, and it is our best advocate. There's no one else that is trying to keep us alive every single day like our body does. Okay, it's wise beyond belief. We may forget to do things on our to-do list, but our body never forgets. Our heart never forgets to pump the blood. Okay, we never forget to breathe in the oxygen. We never forget to let the waste go out. Okay, so it's very important to understand the root cause of hormones being imbalanced. So hormones being imbalanced show that there is most likely inflammation in the body. But what is causing the inflammation? Why is the body not in balance when the body's mission is to keep us alive, and then its second mission is to keep us balanced? Okay, our body wants us to be balanced. Our body isn't naturally flawed and chaotic. It's not unintelligent. It's very intelligent. Okay, we have to give our body the recognition that it deserves. Okay, and it's very important that you look to see what the root cause is of your chronic condition. A lot of times your doctor will not see things holistically because they are not trained to, unless you go to a holistic practitioner. Okay, holistically is also seeing it mind, body, and spirit. Okay, it's not just the physical body, not just the physical symptoms, but sometimes our emotions play in, sometimes feeling lack of support play into our health. Okay, so if you have been diagnosed with having, I don't know, your estrogen is imbalanced, just know that you still need to understand why. You need to get to the root cause of why. What was going on? When did this begin? And work with a holistic practitioner, and then he or she can help you so your body can get back into balance. Because when your body gets back into balance, your hormones will naturally go back to being imbalanced. The hormones imbalanced in a blood test is simply an indicator. It's simply an indicator that the hormone is currently imbalanced. It doesn't mean it's chronically imbalanced for the rest of your life and you need medicine for the rest of your life. It means it's imbalanced now. Discover the root cause, support your body a little bit, and it will get back into balance. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.